A few years ago now, I decided that I wanted a complete in-box copy of Toy Story on the Super Nintendo, so I got one. It cost me $40 and it's the only SNES game I own with its box. Since then, I've also gotten both releases of the Genesis version, which are largely the same besides the fact one of them is boxed and one of them is in the standard case, the latter likely being a Majesco re-release considering the Acclaim logo on the cart and case. But it was because of this that while looking through the manuals on the back of the boxes, I noticed a reoccurring oddity. Why does Woody look like this? It seems to be a consistent thing in the images shared on both releases. The Woody sprite is noticeably different from the final release and looks like a completely different model altogether. Now, considering the manual of this game boasts loudly about how the game uses the actual models provided by Pixar, it's likely that the sprite pictured in the promotional images is an early placeholder for the final model. This is supported in an interview in UK magazine Superplay with John Burton. Pixar supplied the animation for Woody and Scud, but because of issues getting the studio to render them to work with Genesis hardware, they ended up supplying the sprites just 2 weeks before the final submission to Sega. As a failsafe for the game to meet the film's release, Traveler's Tales rendered their own Woody just in case they couldn't get the Pixar models in on time. What are shown in the manuals then, I'm assuming is the original Woody sprite animation created in that just in case scenario. It also explains why Scud sprite in one of the screenshots looks so photoshopped in. There is still something odd about a specific screenshot in the Genesis manual. This is clearly the Daytona stage, which is exclusive to this version, but curiously the sprite of Woody on RC looks basically identical to the one in the final game. Given that even from a rear perspective, Woody doesn't match the sprite seen in the rest of the game, I'm willing to bet what appears in the final game is actually the original placeholder animation which was never swapped out with the final model for whatever reason, though I'm assuming rendering Woody and RC would have required more time they already didn't have. The hat sprite for the lives amount in the screenshot also similarly matches the one in game, and especially since the later SNES port replaces it with a much more accurate looking hat sprite, I'm also willing to bet this is another placeholder sprite which wasn't altered in time.